What's up, Rustin? What's up, everybody? I am Fat, and this is Fat's Barbershop Club. Hey, you, quick question. You ever been to Lady Lee Beauty Supply store? If you haven't, get there now. Lady Lee Beauty Supplies, located in Arcadia, Louisiana, 700 Factory Outlet Drive. Hey, the business hours are 9 a.m. until 6 p.m. on Monday through Saturday, 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. on Sundays. The motto is define beauty, define you. Follow on Lady Lee Beauty Supply, Facebook and Instagram. Club members, I can only see how many people that are watching, so please drop a 100 emoji down in the comments to let us know that you are watching. And if you are watching this on replay, come in hashtag replay. Can I get you to say one or two things for me? What's up, Rustin? What's up, everybody?
Hey, what's up, Rustin? What's up, everybody?
Hey, yeah, I've been in the kitchen, cooking, look, man, I've been trying to make it for a minute. Patient while I'm making it, the cake, I need the digits. Whole lot on my plate, but didn't fix it.
Fat's Barbershop Club.
What's up, Rustin? What's up, everybody? I am Fat, and this is Fat's Barbershop Club. Real topics, real views from real people. Today is Wednesday, July 27th. We are 57% through this year on day 208. What do you feel about that?
I'm impressed you know those numbers.
with a little research, I came up with those numbers. It's also National Love is Kind Day. National Love is Kind Day encourages you to become aware of how you're treating people and how they're treating you.
Sound like a good day.
It sounds like a great day to me. Today we're sitting in with Mr. Doug Strickel. We're going to talk about unity in the community. I'm sorry, content, but not complacent, and the key to real self-help. That one and unity in the community, we definitely have to talk about this. So how you been?
Hey, I've been doing good. Good to be here, man. This is impressive. I'm really thankful to have this opportunity to be with you here.
Thank you. I'm glad you came. You came in today, and you made it over here safely. And has the day been good for you?
Today has been really good.
Great. How is your wife, Miss Pam?
Yeah, she is. After a long day of work, she's at home. And we're going to go get something to eat after this, and we're looking forward to it.
Good. Miss Pam, of course, y'all don't know, but his wife and my wife, they work together. And when I met her, she reminded me of one of my grade school teachers.
I'm sure she'd be glad to hear that.
Well, I mean, this was my favorite grade school teacher.
Okay, let's qualify that.
Yeah. Let's stamp it. My favorite grade school teacher, and she just reminded me of her. So, that's why I like speaking to her when I see her when I go to the office.
Well, she's kind of like a teacher with me too at home.
Yeah,
so, yeah.
Well, I mean, it's in her nature then. Y'all been on any vacations this summer?
We did. We went down to the beach for a few days.
Cool.
Yeah.
What beach did y'all go to?
Orange Beach.
Orange Beach. Is that in
Alabama?
Yeah. Haven't been. We've been talking about getting to a beach before school start. Well, I take that back. We're gonna go somewhere beach wise in September, just before the weather starts to play around with us. We're gonna try to get to the beach.
Good for y'all.
I was gonna ask, did you walk here? But of course you didn't.
I should have.
But you said you should have.
Yeah.
Y'all walk around the community enough?
Yeah, we live so close to downtown. We walk a lot of places.
Yeah. I would like to walk down. I'm so far away from downtown, but if I was closer to downtown, I think I'll walk to some of the establishments that we have. I like downtown. I like Railroad Park. I like to sit down. Now, whenever I do go, I love to sit in downtown Railroad Park and just sit there and chill. Whenever I do go, I hadn't been in a while, just to sit around and chill. But Peach Festival, Juneteenth Festival, I did those things, and it was exciting being downtown.
Yeah, Ruston's got a nice downtown area, and we all need to take advantage of it.
Not very big, but I always try to go through downtown. Like, you don't have to go through downtown a lot of the times, but I always try to go through just to get that downtown feel in my city, in my town.
Yep.
I'm always missing the bigger buildings, the taller buildings, you know. But it's cool. I like it. I love Ruston. Ruston is a great place for me. So where are you from?
I grew up in Minden, not too far down the road here. Now it's if I remember right, you're a Ruston Bearcat.
I am.
And I'm a Minden Crimson Tide. Now, that's the original Crimson Tide. Now, not that group in Alabama.
Yeah, I don't too much like them. Anyway.
It's the original Crimson Tide.
Any sports?
Yeah, football and baseball in high school.
Okay. What was your favorite?
Baseball.
Yeah. That's my favorite too. Baseball is my favorite. I didn't stick it out. I stopped playing. I didn't finish. I did play high school, but I didn't finish in high school because football took over and the stardom of football kind of took over.
I've heard about your football, so that's
I was pretty decent. That's a little decent, you know. But what are some of the accolades you had in baseball?
Oh, we did. We had a good team. We won 3 state championships.
3?
We had 3 in a row, so that was pretty nice.
Wow.
So just being a part of that.
That's cool. I couldn't even imagine or dream myself winning a championship here in Ruston.
Yeah, it was nice.
Yeah, but I have played in some little league championships.
There you go.
Didn't win them, but I played in them.
Yeah, there you go.
Baseball is my first love. I can remember being about 5 years old, 6, I think, and my uncle's friend was across the street, and I was probably about 60 yards away from him. And I mean, he threw it as hard as he could, and I caught the ball. That was my first time catching the baseball. My uncle and all his friends, they went crazy, and they kept me in baseball. They didn't want to take me out of it. And when I got to high school, I was like, I'm going to kind of focus on football. They were like,
Hey, well, I've got an interesting story with the baseball. You know, growing up, Minden at that time, I'm quite a bit older than you now, Fats. They had 2 leagues in town, even when I was there. This was back in the 70s and early 80s. Uh-huh. There was a predominantly white league and a predominantly black league. And we had all-star teams in both leagues.
Right.
And neither of us ever won a district championship as kids. We'd get to the finals or they'd get to the finals, and none of us would ever advance past the district tournament. We got to high school and combined and joined together, and we won 3 straight state championships. So what we couldn't do apart, we did together.
You know what? That is a great segue to us talking about the unity in the community, because I mean, if that wasn't unity, winning 3 championships after being divided for those how many every years, and y'all come together, man, that's cool right there. That was what was that like? First off, being separated, blacks and white, and then coming together. What was that?
Yeah,
like?
because we went to school together. We played, but they kept the little league sports separate for some reason. I didn't understand it.
Yeah,
didn't make a lot of sense. But as with anything, we've had a common purpose when we started playing together.
Yeah,
we competed against each other so much, but then we came together. Didn't matter, what part of town, what race, what economic, what our parents thought. We came together. The common purpose was we were one team now.
Yeah.
One team with one purpose.
Okay.
And that which united us was greater than that which divided us.
Yeah.
And success followed.
Yeah.
And it was just awesome.
First off, I couldn't even imagine not being able to play with some of the guys that I go to school with, and especially, I know you saw how good some of those guys were. Yeah. And to think like, man, if we could play together. Did you ever have that thought? Like, if we could play together, we could really win some games?
And we were playing against teams from Bossier and Shreveport, and here we were in Minden, a smaller community, divided up.
Yeah.
No wonder we weren't competing at their level.
Right.
But we knew at some point we would, because we started playing football together in 7th grade and 8th grade. Yeah. I think we lost 1 football game from 7th grade through 10th grade.
Wow.
And so that was a group that we knew how to come together when it was time.
Yeah. That's cool, man. I've got a group of guys who we play ball with. And, me growing up playing baseball, there was a lot of black guys when I was growing in the mid 90s to late 90s, because it was 99 when I stopped playing Little League ball. We really, there was some real talent out there, you know, but thing is, we had a relationship with each other on and off the field like no other. So when it came to black and white, we didn't really see it like as far as the team went. You know, it was more so the adults who kind of showed, you know, the way it was, like the way that they thought it was. And man, the unity is you win championships with unity.
That's the only way. And you think about it, if a bunch of kids in high school can figure it out, why can't adults figure it out?
Yeah.
Because you think about all the things that divide us today in this nation. Politics divide us. This liberal versus conservative view divide. It's like everybody has to choose a side today. It could be gun control issues, abortion issues. There's all kind of issues, and that's fine to have issues, but it's like it's turned into anger and violence, and nobody wants to listen to anybody anymore.
Yeah.
And because there's always been issues that could divide folks,
right?
But we're letting the division and the just people are choosing sides on almost every issue. And it's okay to have convictions. It's okay to have beliefs and your thoughts on things, but we need to be respectful of other folks,
right?
And listen. One of the best ways to reduce the tension with an issue is just ask questions. Help me understand where you're coming from. I mean, I grew up in Minden in a single mom household after a divorce, and we were poor in every sense of the word.
Okay.
But even in that sense, I couldn't understand how, necessarily how some of my black teammates were dealing with issues across town. Now, I didn't live a easy life by any means, just financially.
Right.
And I didn't, I had white friends too that I couldn't understand how they were living.
Yeah.
But when we came together on that field in that locker room, put that jersey on, we had a common purpose then. And in our communities, we need to have a common purpose also. And that common purpose has got to overshadow the divisions. We can disagree, we can talk about things, but be respectful of one another. And I go back to ask those questions. Help me understand what you're going through. Help me understand the basis for why you believe you think that.
And that's the thing, more understanding. You know, not enough people are asking those questions to understand. You know, a lot of people are, first off, not even asking the question, you know, and we got to get the questions asked to better understand, everything. So the questions need to be asked so that, everybody gets a better understanding.
When I ask you a question, I'm now valuing you.
Yeah.
And I have the patience to listen for understanding. And I may never agree on an issue. We may always have different views, but it doesn't mean I can't respect you and value you and look to you as a member of the community. And we work forward with the same purpose. I mean, there's a lot of common purposes for the city of Ruston, for the state of Louisiana, for the country we live in.
For the country.
I mean, we all want a lot of the same things. We want safe, effective school systems. We want a safe community. We want a good economic system for our people. We want a lot of the same things. And we may differ on how we get there.
Right.
But we want a lot of the same things and the same purpose. And that's what we have to remember. We're not battling each other trying to win an argument all the time.
Right. For those who want a meaning for unity in the community, could you give that to them?
Yeah, I think we have to always go back to start with purpose.
Okay.
Whether it's personal purpose or whether it's but in purpose, we always think about who, not what. Who is our purpose? Is our children? Is our community? And our leaders really need to be uniting, not dividing. You hear so many folks in politics and leadership positions today taking a firm stand. We need to, again, have convictions, have beliefs, but we've got to be uniting people with that purpose.
Right.
If we can have a single purpose, if we can treat each other with respect, ask those questions, man, it goes a long way into building people, bringing people together. We'll always have differing views.
Yeah.
But we can still move forward together. Common purpose is the key.
Common purpose. How would you how do you show unity in the community? Like some people are more visual. They have to see it. You can talk to them all day. You can talk to them till you blue. but how do you show the unity in the community?
Yeah, the talking's fine. We need to have words, but we've got to have actions more than words.
Right.
We've got to be doing things together. We've got, even when we disagree on something, that's find common purpose and do things together, visibly do things.
Yeah.
When we spend time together, we better understand one another.
Right.
When we work together, we better understand. The more we're apart, the less we understand. The more we're together in events, the more we're together in initiatives, the more we find common things to do that our actions speak much louder than our words do.
Yeah, definitely. Action. I have we got one say continue to be there, and he says action. You know, we have some people on that'll come in, so I'll come in and let us know what they're saying. I had the same guy said sports bring people together anytime, more than any, you know,
That's
anything.
a great comment. They do.
Yeah. So focusing on achieving a result that brings people together. What are some of the ways that we can get people to come together?
Yeah, you think about that. There's a lot of, means that, churches can do it,
Okay.
and they don't do near enough. You think about it, that's one means in our community that really need to take a step forward and be leaders in that area. Also, just you think, what does the community need? The community needs, all kind of events to be held. We need to do things together. We need to support our local school systems together. We need to be involved in community cleanup events together. We need to be involved in community sports events together. Peach Festival type stuff, Juneteenth type stuff, all those events we need to celebrate together because, again, those are common themes, common purposes that can, again, start bringing us together. Because I go back to what unites us needs to be greater than what divides us.
Okay.
And listen and have events where we can come together and talk about our different views on how to get to some of these things. I think it's okay to disagree.
Yeah.
Families disagree.
Definitely.
But at the end of the day, families are still together.
I was reading this comment. People have to see the change. Where was I at? Y'all forgive me. I was caught in the unity. Where is it at? The self-determination for before I get to that, I remember now. How do we get the Black community to participate in the Peach Festival? How do you think that? Because I don't know, it's like a fear of going downtown to participate in the Peach Festival or anything rather downtown.
Yeah, you can make it broader than that. And when we plan events, I think we have to be thinking, what is going to attract or what's going to be meaningful to our entire population base. Yeah. When you're in a leadership position, you're representing everyone.
Right.
Whether they agree with you, they don't agree with you, whether they voted for you or don't, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Everybody's your responsibility. And I was managing in business for years, managing plants, and whether people liked me or didn't like me, didn't matter.
It didn't matter.
I was responsible for them, right? Yeah. And I had to look out for their best interest in everything we did. And so when you think about events, you think about planning, and those are big jobs. Mm-hmm. Those are huge jobs. And those people that do that do a great job of it. Well, we got to be thinking about what is going to incorporate, and for future considerations, even beyond the ones you talked about, that will incorporate more people in the community to bring folks together, again, to see what does unite us, to see we do have some common themes that we're all interested in.
Right.
And we all want, as I said earlier, we all want solid school systems and education systems and experiences for our kids and sports programs for our kids so they can all excel and try things. We want to make it where it's feasible and accessible to everybody. Yeah. And we want even beyond sports, all different kind of things like that for our kids. But it's got to be, community-wide focus. It's not select areas. Right. And you think back to when you and I both played football. You were Bearcat, me a Crimson Tide. We came with kids from different backgrounds, different parts of town, with all different kind of family views on things. Yeah. But when you put that jersey on Friday night, not only were you united, but you needed each other.
Definitely.
So you have to find purpose where also you need one another. Because whether you're playing football, baseball, no one person wins a game. Yeah. No one person's successful. Right. We need each other. Right. And when you're in that huddle and you're trying to go down and score to win at the very end, it doesn't matter where they came from, who they are, what their views are. You got to have 11 people executing on that play together.
Yeah.
And it's the same way in a community. We need to be binding together and needing one another.
Mm-hmm.
There's so much going on today about, I want to live my best life and my this and my that. And we'll talk about this later maybe, but hey, we ought to be focused on what we can do for other people.
Yeah. I mean, today is be kind,
And
National Kind Day. So.
And that goes a long way into thinking, what can I do for someone else? Where can I take the initiative to take action and be the instigator, be a difference maker, if you will. We don't have enough difference makers.
Right.
We have too many people looking out for their own comfort level, their own, be difference maker for somebody else's life. That's where you get fulfillment.
Definitely. Shout out to Mun who's watching. He watches every show. He's one of my loyal.
We need those. Yeah,
I've got some pretty loyals that watch. Shout out to New Movement, man. I see you. What do you think about youth empowerment? Do you think that the youth should? Is there anything that the youth can do to help? Because, the youth need to help the adults come together besides sports.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any, what is there that younger people can do?
Well, a lot of times they're influenced so much by what they see, and hopefully they can overcome that. And you and I both have seen it through sports, but even beyond sports, we've got to be able to have them in an environment where they can feel comfortable becoming leaders in their own life.
Okay.
We need leadership badly today. We have a lot of people in positions, a lot of people in different, but that's not leadership.
Yeah.
We need people willing to step out and sacrifice of themselves for the betterment of others.
Yeah.
And we need young people to step up and understand what leadership is about. And start that movement early on in grade school and middle schools and high school, so that they can move through the school systems as a unified group, a unified graduating class, if you will.
Okay. Yeah.
As one.
Yeah.
But and they need some examples of that. And we've got great teachers, I'm sure, in the Ruston area, and great coaches that do a wonderful job with that. And we need more of that.
Yeah.
And
definitely.
But the adults don't need to hinder it.
Yeah, that is a, and I'm gonna go back to baseball. When I coached my daughter and my son, I would always tell them baseball is fun until parents get into it.
Yeah, that's a good point.
It's very fun until parents get into it. So that has a lot to do with what you just said. We can make it happen until parents, not adults, but parents, which they are adults, but because you're more influenced by your parent when they're talking to you. So it's kind of like, well, I got to be at home with them, and this is what they're thinking. So this is what I have to think too, but we got to get better at that.
Yeah. One thing with that, I coached my son all the way growing up. And one thing we always emphasized was be a great teammate.
Definitely.
I mean, every parent wants their kid to be a really good player, no doubt. But everybody doesn't have those skills.
Yeah.
But you know what? Everybody can be a great teammate. Everybody can be encouraging. Everybody can be a hard worker. Everybody can be on time. Everybody can be there for their teammates.
Yeah.
And if whether they're playing or on the bench, whatever, everybody can do that. Everybody can have a good attitude. Yeah. And we need parents to be more supportive of, hey, let's be great teammates. Let's emphasize that first. Yeah. And then being the star player, if that's in the cards for you later.
Yeah.
But everybody can be a great teammate. Just think, if we had great teammates growing up, we'd have great workforces in our community.
Yeah. Because they would take that leadership and take it to their job, take it to their homes, and be able to fulfill those things and make it happen for the best of them if they were able to do those things. And that's a good one.
See, you think about it, because teammates not about me.
Yeah.
Teammate doesn't matter where about in the lineup, if I got a hit or didn't get a hit.
Exactly.
Teammates about the others. It's about others. It's about focusing on how can I make a difference in their game, their life, in their situation right now. Kind of
like my one of my favorite basketball players, LeBron. He's definitely gonna hand the ball off and let you get your shine on. they go back and forth on him, because he don't take the last shot, But I'm always like, he never took the last shot. Even in high school, he didn't take the last shot. So he went from high school to the pros. Why would he change that part of his game?
It's great. Are people better because I'm around?
Exactly.
Are other people better? It's that playmaker mentality in life. Yeah. Am I helping other people be better, or am I just focused on me?
Right. And I think he makes people better. And I like to feel like I make people better when they're around, because I'm never talking down on a person's situation or their thoughts or anything. So I think I'm a builder.
I bet you are. I don't question that at all.
Look, let's move into the keys to real self-help. When you say self-help, what is it that you mean?
Yeah, you think that, back when we used to have these big national bookstores, you'd go in those bookstores and there'd be like just rows and rows of people that write books on, self-improvement, self-help. And now you can go online and there's just tons of books written. Uh-huh. People are trying to improve their life. They're trying to find happiness. They're trying to find meaning. And everything is typically what I've seen is me focused. If you'll do these 20 things, these 10 things, you'll feel better about me. And I've read my share of those. I'm all for self-improvement. I'm all for being the best and reaching our potential. I'm not knocking that at all. But to really find that contentment, and we maybe talk about that in a minute too, but I alluded to it earlier. It's not, you take the focus and perspective off of you and wake up every day. What can I do today for somebody else? Because when you can focus on doing for others, it puts your whole life and whatever has got you down and whatever's got you thinking that you're not accomplishing or not worthy, it's in a whole different perspective. Yeah. And so all these books written focused on me, we need to have one focused on what can I do for you. And again, I've heard it said before, it's not think less of yourself, it's think of yourself less.
Think of yourself less and think more of others. Is that?
Yeah, because even there's a Bible reference that Apostle Paul talked about, do not merely look out for your own interests, but look out for the interests of others. Mm-hmm. And he's not saying neglect yourself. He's saying put others, it's not lowering, it's elevate others. Yeah. And life takes on a whole different perspective when you have a life that's truly focused on what you can do for others. Maybe the others are your family, maybe it's your coworkers, neighbors. It doesn't matter. Who's in that sphere of influence in your life that you can invest in, you can do for, you can call, check in with, do an action for. When you start doing for others and caring for others, your whole perspective changes.
There's a different path that you have to take when you're caring for others, and it's a more careful path because you don't want to blemish it or run into a brick wall on your way to trying to help somebody because of your actions, Yeah. So you kind of straighten yourself up to be able to help others.
Yeah, and you want to be intentional too. Yeah. Don't just. You're going to come across those opportunities in a day sometimes, but don't just wait for those to come your way. Be intentional with that. Think through. Okay, who's in my life right now that I can invest in? Mm-hmm. I can just encourage in some way, because if I can push my energy towards someone else, I take my thoughts off of what's not working out in my life. Yeah. And I place it somewhere else. Okay. And life tends to you have a different focus, a different perspective, a different out. You now have meaning and purpose beyond just you.
Right. That's man. I hope y'all are listening to this, because this is some vital information for me.
Hey, I'm working on it myself too now.
This is for me. It can be for y'all too. I'll share it, but it's for me. It's for me. What are some self-improvement tips? I know we want to do for others, but in order for me to do for others, what can I do for myself to help someone else?
Well, think of it this way. It kind of goes back, we talk about always start with purpose. Uh-huh. What's the purpose in your life? A lot of people have never thought about that. You also have purpose in my life? Well, yeah, everybody needs purpose. So you start with purpose, and you start then go, okay, if that's my purpose, what identity do I need? What identity do I want? In other words, what do I want people to think about me? Because really, identity is just the fulfillment of my purpose, if it works out. Right. So write down something. What do I want to be known for? Hey, I want to be known for a giving person, a caring person. I want to be a person that's in good physical condition, maybe. And there's a lot of things, identity. So write that down. Just what's my identity? Then you think about this. Think, okay, if that's my identity that I want, I'm striving for. I'm not there yet. That's what I want. We're kind of working backwards here. You say, okay, what lifestyle do I need to live to drive that identity? Okay. What things do I need to be doing? You say, okay, I get my head around that. Lifestyle's job. It's where we live. It's what we do. It's how we spend our time. It's okay. What habits in my life do I need to support that? Yeah. Because there's some habits are things we just do naturally, right? Right. And those are actions that we do. And then you start, okay, if that's what I need to be doing, what actions do I need to take today to drive those habits, to live that lifestyle, to have that identity? Yeah. Because once I have that identity, I can fulfill that purpose and I can have meaning and an impactful life, a difference maker. Yeah. A playmaker, if you will, in other people's lives. But I always like to work backwards. Okay. Start with identity or purpose, if you will, lifestyle, habits, actions. Okay. And I think that's just kind of a roadmap to kind of get you there. Yeah. Does that make sense?
It makes a lot of sense.
But you got to work through it. You got to write it down. You got to spend some time thinking about it because habits just don't happen. Yeah.
It's kind of like my I've got a game time board over here. LSU, of course, y'all. Go Tigers. And it says, a dream written down with a date becomes a goal broken down into steps become a plan, and a plan backed by action makes your dreams come true. What do you think about that?
I think that's awesome because a lot of times we focus just on the goal.
That's just the goal.
Just the goal. And for instance, if one of my identities, I want to live a life of a healthy lifestyle, and I set a goal of I want to run a 10K race. Yeah. Well, what happens after I run that 10K race? Do I quit?
You got to set something.
No, that 10K race it's just a mile marker along the way to tell me how I'm doing. Right. That's not my purpose. Right. My purpose is to live a healthy lifestyle. Yes. Now, along the way, kind of like you said, I'm gonna have some goals. Right. And those goals are like mile markers. Tell me how I'm doing. Right. But that's not the end game. Right. My end game is I'm using the example of getting in shape, is to live a healthy lifestyle. Yeah. Yeah. That never stops. Yeah. My exercise, my workout routines are just goals along the way as mile markers.
Running the 10K or whatever, that was one of the goals.
Just to being healthy. To get it's just developing those habits, that routine. If I'm going to work out every day and won't have a mile marker, tell me how I'm doing. Even in a race, if I'm running a race, I hit the 1 mile mark, I'm looking at my time. It just tells me if I need to adjust or not. Yeah. It's not the finish line. Yeah. It just tells me if I need to speed up, slow down, get some water.
Exactly.
Something like that. Yeah. It's just a mile marker. Yeah. Yeah. And we need goals in our life, but goals aren't the purpose. Yeah. The purpose is much bigger. It's much longer term. Yeah. And because when we reach one of those goals, hey, we don't stop.
No, you can't stop.
It just encourages us to, like you said, you get that plan. You have the plan. Don't let the goal be the end game.
Right. Definitely. I like that. That gave me better perspective to what I have written there.
I like what you got is, hey, if you guys have not been in here, this place has got some awesome stuff in here. I'm encouraged just reading all the stuff on the walls.
Thank you. It encourages me every day. I mean, that right there, that's been up for 4 years. I have not erased it.
And you don't need to.
And I don't need to.
You leave that right there.
I started off saying, you know what, I'm gonna make a quote board. Every week I'll change it. Yeah. I had some football players come in over at Tech. They're like, man, I like that. Yep. And I had some more of the team come in. They taking pictures of it. I was like,
well, if you get something better than that and you want to erase it, let me know. I want to come see it because that's pretty good.
All right, but one of those things for the self-improvement that you said, the compassion. Did you speak about the compassion for you and yourself, or you and others? Did you touch on that? That to me is that's a major factor in it, because I don't think a lot of people are considerate of others, and that, let me get my thoughts together, because the compassion for others is like the being kind, and the purpose that you have, what is it? It's a question. I'm leading to a question.
It's all right.
But I'm just trying to get it together. What type of compassion, or what would a person have to do to be more passionate or for a person? Like if they were not raised in elevating people, how do they get that knowledge? How do they learn to want to elevate others?
Yeah, that's a tough one. If all they've ever seen modeled for them is just kind of a self-focus, inward focus, and hey, that's not uncommon in our world today, in our nation today. It's very common. Do what you do to get yourself ahead, and even our parents, we want our kids to be, independent. Well, we want them to be able to take care of themselves, but again, it's not all about self.
Right.
And that's where I love the idea of teams, and it doesn't have to be sports teams. It could be teams at work, but we need kids in school to be working with teams, working with each other to see that, hey, we're better together.
Yes.
And that's one of the challenges we have with people working remotely and studying remotely. Everything is kind of self-focused and they're away from people. And those are some good opportunities. It gives some different people some opportunities and advantages there. But there's so much power in being together.
Yeah.
From a young age, working on teams, playing on teams, serving on teams, realizing how much we need, how much we benefit from one another. Because I try to be around people that make me better, challenge me.
Yes.
And just being with you here tonight, just listening to talk, hey, that's an encouragement to me. Yeah. And I want to be involved in that. And we need our kids and our young adults and even more people like myself, little senior type people, to realize we need team environment. And again, it goes beyond just sports teams.
Yeah.
But again, we're better off together, doing things together, in class together, experiencing struggles together, challenges together. And we talked about goal setting, and sometimes your goals get interrupted when somebody else needs you.
Yes.
And I'll tell you just a quick story. Several years ago, Pam, my daughter Hope, and myself, we ran a 5K race. We were going to run this 5K. Now, Pam's going to run her pace, and you don't mess with her pace, okay? Yeah. She does her thing, and we're good. And my daughter and I, she was quite a bit young at the time, so we take off together, and about the 1 mile mark, we're still running together, and we're doing okay. Then she's younger. She takes off and leaves me. And I can't keep up with that. I know I can't do that. But I know at mile 2, there's a really steep hill, really tough hill. And so I get around mile 2, and all of a sudden I see her, and she's kind of just barely jogging over on the side, tears running down her face. Yeah. So what is wrong? And so I'm slowing down now, and so my time's not going to be as good, right? So I'm slowing down, and she's looking up. She goes, "We got to go up that hill again. I can't do it." Yeah. And she's crying and upset. And I said, "No, we don't go up the hill again. In fact, we curve to the right, and the finish line's not that far down the hill. I can hear the music playing." Yeah. And when she hears that, she takes off running again. Her whole disposition changed. Now, Fats, there's a lot of life lessons in that story.
Elevation.
Yeah, that's one. But one thing is sometimes, for me, your goals in life get interrupted to help somebody else. Yes. Because my time wasn't what it could have been. Yeah. But she needed some help that day. Yeah. The other thing is, sometimes you let the past defeat you. Mm-hmm. She was seeing that hill she'd already gone up. She said, "I couldn't do it again." Yeah. And it was defeating her future. How many of us, even listening tonight, are letting the past defeat us? Because maybe things in the community hadn't worked out in the past, so I'm not going to try in the future. I'm seeing that hill, and I don't want to do it again, when really that hill's not there. We're going to go to the right this time, and the finish line's right over here. We're going to feel a lot better over here. Yeah. But we're letting the past defeat us. And another thing is that, she thought she was worn out and tired. There was more gas in the tank. Right. When we think we've had all we can do, all we can take, we just need a little bit of encouragement, and we're going again. Yes. And how many of us have been like that? We think we're just at our end. We're just tired, and we can't, whether it's a pastor, just we're running on empty. Mm-hmm. And just a slight word, a phone call, a text message, a word of encouragement
gets you going.
And we're going again. Yeah. You've been there.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
You think about running those sprints at the end of practice.
Yeah. Oh, man.
You think you can't do anything else. And somebody says something, and you got one more in you, don't you?
Come on, man, we need you.
There's always one more, right?
Come on, let's do it then. So, when you're being counted on, it gives you a little push,
So I just use that story because there's so much life learning in that example there of dealing with things and not letting the past defeat us, encouraging one another, and sometimes sacrificing your own goals to better someone else.
Okay. Yeah. Sacrificing. Yes. I think as a parent, My wife and I'm pretty sure you and your wife have sacrificed a lot of things for our children, and that time in that race you sacrificed for your child.
Yeah, so I go in these races fast. I always say, I always want to better I know I can't win the race because there's younger guys out there, and here I am in my age, I can't win it. But I can better my time, and I got one other goal always set is nobody passes me on a hill. Nobody. I mean,
that's a pretty good.
That's
goal.
Just a toughness goal right there.
That is, but nobody passes you on the hill.
So I've run a lot of races, and the key to that is you let the really fast people get ahead of you first, so they don't come. But I will not let somebody pass me on the hill. But when we get on the other side of that, I may be out of gas.
But hey, that hill, those hills, I can remember. In junior high, we ran. There was a steep hill on the side of the practice field.
Yep.
Full pads, and I didn't start playing football until 8th grade.
Okay.
So this was all new to me, and I'm like, we got to do this in the full gear. And like, yep, on the whistle, go.
That's it. I think we've all run those hills, but
man.
That's to me. That's just that's not speed. That's not ability. That's just toughness.
Look, y'all. I thank y'all for listening. We are about to take a commercial break, and we'll be right back with y'all. What's up, Rustin? What's up, everybody? I am Fat, and this is Fat's Barbershop Club. Hey, you, quick question. You ever been to Lady Lee Beauty Supply store? You haven't? Get there now. Lady Lee Beauty Supplies, located in Arcadia, Louisiana, 700 Factory Outlet Drive. Hey, the business hours are 9 a.m. until 6 p.m. on Monday through Saturday, 1 p.m. till 5 p.m. on Sundays. The motto is, define beauty, define you. Follow on Lady Lee Beauty Supply, Facebook and Instagram. Oh, no, we're good. Hey, y'all. This is Fat's Barbershop Club, and we are back. I have Mr. Doug Strickel in the building, man. We've been talking about self-help, unity in the community, which was a great one. We will have to get back to that one before we get out of here, because I think the people like that convo as well. What else we got? Let's do a little bit on being content but not complacent.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's a balance that so many people struggle with. Because think about it, who can listen tonight and really thinks they're content.
Yeah.
Everybody, you always think, oh, gosh, I want this, I want that. I see. And the biggest challenge people have, I think we all have with contentment, is comparison.
Ooh.
I heard a guy say one time, there's no win in comparison.
Yes.
And there is not. Mm-mm. You're either going to feel terrible about your personal situation, or something's it's not going to go well.
Right.
And so learning contentment with what your situation is, what God ever's given you, talent-wise, ability-wise, doesn't matter. Stage of life, but also not being complacent. Because I do think there's a balance there, Fats, that we can learn that where we can be content with our situation, yet be working to be our best. Yeah. And that's not getting complacent.
Right.
Because sometimes you say, we get content, you get lazy, you don't strive for more, you don't work hard, you don't put in the work. You just kind of give up and just coast.
Satisfied with where you are.
Yeah. So you want to be, if we can find that balance of contentment, and again, the key there is not to compare. Just stop that comparison game, because it'll never work out well for you.
Right.
We can thumb through stuff and see stuff, and it just doesn't work out well, right?
Exactly.
But to still have that drive to reach our potential, but no, wherever that potential is, I'm good with it. Mm-hmm. I'm good with it. And the example I guess I have with that, I told a story about my daughter a while ago, but my son was a really good baseball player in high school. Okay. Really good ball, and he got a chance to go play in small college baseball in college. But he never was a regular starter.
Yeah.
He played, games and came in at the end of the games and did stuff. But I remember on his senior day, his coach made the comment, and it goes back to being a great teammate. He says, we couldn't have done this without you. You were here. And just hearing those words about great teammate, couldn't have done it without you. You always worked to get better. You made us better because you weren't ever satisfied. But he never complained about playing time.
Yeah.
And it's that contentment, and he exhibited and demonstrated so well, being content, but never being comfortable.
Right.
never being complacent and being an example for others to always strive to take as far as your potential will take you. But don't let the contentment just ruin and disrupt things. Hey, that is so important for all of us to think about, because some of us are going to have more potential than others, Fats. That's just going to happen that way. Yeah. And there's a lot of people I'd love to be able to achieve what they've achieved, but I don't have the talents that they have, but I do have the ability to reach my potential.
Yeah. Now, for those who don't know, because I have it in my face, what is the difference between contentment and being complacent?
Yeah, you think about, content is, to me, it's a state of just, you're at ease, you're okay. If nothing ever changes, you're thankful, you're gracious, you're comfortable with what you've got, and you're not dealing with anxiety or envy or having your eyes focused on other people. You're good with your life. Whereas complacency is laziness. It is not reaching your potential. It's taking things for granted. It's not working and putting in your best work, your best effort. And so there may be a delicate balance there, but one obviously is a positive state of at ease, where other is just kind of a selfish state of laziness and not reaching. And you and I both have played with guys who could have been better, right?
Oh, man.
But they were complacent. They didn't work hard. And at times it made me angry because I wish I had their talent.
I just had this conversation. I'm still angry with some of those guys. It was sheer, just pure talent, but no hard work and no dedication. Well, they were dedicated to something, just not the sport, and that still to this day, I just shake my head at them.
And we've seen that. You see it in the workplace too. And just what could have been. People were gifted with potential that don't reach that potential. And that's where that complacency comes in. And gosh, I just wish everyone, if you just strive for that, and wherever that end game is, be comfortable there.
Yeah.
Because that's that content place, but not complacent.
Yes. I know the workforce, the work world, there's a lot of complacency. There's a lot of people complacent. They're content. I'll say that with where they are, doing the same thing.
And not necessarily in a good way.
Not in a good way. Not in a good way. They're satisfied with it, and I don't know if that could be me ever in anything. Just to be like, even with doing this podcast, I'm never as satisfied as I should be with one show after another. I feel like each show can be better, will be better, it should be better. I don't want to be content with it or with what I have going on right now. And man, that word content is something that I used to hear a lot growing up, but never really knew what it was. Yeah. And it was a word that was thrown at me, and I wasn't knowing, because growing up, I was satisfied with. I'm good with that. I'm good with that. I'm good with that. I'm good with that.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, you just so I'm like, what's so bad about that? Yeah. So, but as I got older, I realized like it's not the best thing to be considered. Yeah,
let me use this example too. I always go back to everything. I think starts back with purpose. We talked about that in a couple of different segments already. I recently left after working with a company for 30 plus years, an international paper company. Okay. And I was responsible for manufacturing plants that made corrugated boxes. See, we just take them for granted, boxes. And during the COVID pandemic, we had to keep running. We weren't one of these places that could shut down.
Yeah.
And a lot of our employees were concerned about that because people were getting sick. But if you think about it, and we had to help our folks find their purpose in what we were doing. If we didn't make boxes, food doesn't get delivered to grocery stores. Medicine doesn't get delivered. Nothing in this country gets delivered if there's not a box to put it in. Yeah. And so we had to help our people who are working these production jobs, who a lot of folks, probably like you just described there, kind of complacent in their work, may or may not come to work, may or may not. Well, the problem with that is not necessarily them as much as it's we hadn't connected purpose to what they were doing.
Yeah.
They saw themselves as just working a manufacturing task.
Yeah.
They weren't, it was more than that. They were providing a means for people in this country to get medicine, to get food, to get whatever they may need product wise. And when you realize that, running that machine in a COVID type scenario environment takes on a whole different meaning.
Yeah.
And if we could, as leaders, do a better job of connecting purpose to what our people are doing in the workforce, beyond just the tasks. The tasks may not change, but there's a purpose behind it.
Right.
And maybe that eliminates some of the complacency. Maybe that motivates some to realize that this is for a bigger, this is not just me making a corrugated box. I'm helping keep people alive.
And sometimes people don't realize what their job actually does for people, you know, and I didn't even think about the packaging, you know, as far as, like you say, the box has to have the medicine to transport to here and the foods have to go in. I didn't even think about that and the importance of the box factory.
Just a simple process like that. But and that's applicable to any job in the Ruston community, the Lincoln Parish.
Yeah.
If we can help our people connect their tasks, the reason they come to work every day, to a purpose, I think it takes on different meaning.
Yeah, definitely. Just like me coming into the barbershop every day, my purpose is really not cutting hair. It's talking to the people that comes in.
Sure.
You know, that's the purpose. Yeah, I can cut your hair all day. But what type of conversation are we going to have? Are you going to leave the shop feeling better than you did coming in? Understanding something more than you did coming in?
Right.
Like, those are the things that I want when you leave out.
I think that's awesome.
Yeah, I work hard at that part.
I think that's awesome. And you're a great example of that.
I try.
People are better for having come in here and got the haircut. That's awesome.
That's what I want.
That's
I want
terrific.
that. I did some time in the pulpit, okay, and I stepped out of it, stepped away from it, and I said to myself, you know, everything that a preacher, pastor, minister can do in the pulpit, I can do it in my shop as well. But I think I can touch or reach more people than, you know, the actual being in the pulpit. Not saying going to church or whatever. I'm saying I felt like I had more people come in and sit down in my chair with problems that I can help them with or give them some insight on than I was being used at church. You know, I'm not the senior pastor or anything, so I'm not the first person they're going to come to when they have a problem. But at the same time, I felt like I can help, and I needed the help.
Yep.
So I had to find somewhere to go to help. But I had that place with the barbershop, so it kind of worked out for me.
I think it's awesome because, you know, we go on Sunday morning to worship and to be equipped to go out and work.
Right.
To do that work.
Yeah.
Because you're right, there's 6 days, other days, where you have that opportunity. Yeah. And you're coming across people in here that may never darken the doors.
Yeah.
And you're impacting those lives.
I sure hope I am.
It sounds like you are.
I sure hope I am. You have any questions for me?
Yeah, I'd like to hear more about this high school achievements of you. I shared some about my stuff a while ago that were mainly just basically teammate driven.
Oh,
but I'd like to hear about some of yours.
Well, freshman year, I started freshman year, but 8th grade year, I started playing football. My first sport was basketball. Baseball was the sport I got into. Loved it. Watched a lot of football with my uncle, his friends. Decided, you know what? I went out 7th grade. I said, yeah, this is cool. But I wasn't fully away from baseball. So that summer when they were working out, I was like, nah, I got to go to baseball. I won't. So I didn't play football 7th grade year. I was leaving. I was going through the halls or something. Well, that whole 7th grade year of football, I would go to the games. I would go on the sideline and kind of just help out, do little things, pass out some waters. At that time, I'm not knowing what a manager is. So I'm handing out water, kind of throwing the ball with some of the classmates and catching. So when the season's over, we get to right before spring break. I'm walking down the hall, and my coach, Coach Frazier, he says, "Hey, come here. And I go over. He said, "I want you to come to my office after school and whatever." I knew nothing of what a spring training was. I didn't know what that was. So I go to his office, and as soon as I step in, he throws on a pair of shoulder pads. And I'm like, "What are you doing?"
First time you had them on?
The first time I've ever worn shoulder pads. Okay. He throws them on. I'm like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "You playing football, son." I was like, "Okay, can I call my mom?" So I went out.
What was that first position?
First and only position. Well, first position was running back.
Yeah.
So junior high played running back. The first play, they had this cardboard piece of paper.
Yeah.
It was like a manila folder, half of, and it had the X's and the O's. And I'm looking, and he's like, "This is you. This dot that's right here. You see that line and where he's going? I need you to do that." I've never seen a play before. Like I mean, I played video games, but I've never seen a play in my face.
So different. Yeah.
I made the first run, and I didn't think nothing of it, but he was excited. And he was like,
he saw a burst.
He was like, what was his name on Willy Wonka when was it Charlie?
Yeah.
When he had the golden ticket or whatever.
That's what he looked like.
Yeah. And so 9th grade, I have a great season, 8th grade.
Yep.
9th grade comes. Now I'm kind of in the shift of, I wasn't a very fast guy. I wasn't fast at all. I was mid-speed.
Okay.
So the running back position in high school was a little different, So they put me at linebacker.
Okay.
I was the second team running back. I didn't know what second team was, but I was second team running back, first team linebacker.
Okay.
Played that great season, made some tackles. Because I only played one game of linebacker in 8th grade.
Okay.
And it was crazy. I didn't know what I was doing. I get out there in 9th grade, great season, linebacker. I make tackles. I thought that, this is the position I'm going to be playing. I go to baseball. I'm playing baseball. No, I go to basketball. Because I played baseball, basketball, and football my freshman year. I go to basketball, hurt my ankle. So I'm sitting out, rehabbing the ankle. Baseball season comes. It's tryouts for it. Luckily, I put in work the years before, and the guys who played were on the team as well. So they told the coach about me during the trial. So I didn't have to do much.
I got you. Yeah.
Plus my ankle being rehabbed, I didn't have to do much. Make the team, and let me tell you a story about that baseball season. This is what I think changed my whole perspective, or just changed everything. We had a baseball tournament, but Grambling High was in the state basketball tournament.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why, but I know why. I go to the state tournament while this tournament here is going on.
Mm-hmm.
I missed 2 games. 2 games. I come back. I play the last game, right? I start. I go out. I get the first 3 outs. I catch one over the dugout. Third baseman throw me one. I catch a pop up or something like that. Well, I get ready to go to the dugout, and of course, I play first base.
Okay.
So the coach always gave me a warm-up ball on the way in.
Right.
He didn't give it to me this time.
But you weren't going back out.
Well, here's the thing. I go and I'm like, at first I'm like this. He's about to throw it. He holds it. So I get closer and I hold my hand out for the ball. And he throws it up in his hand like this. And he throws it in my glove and he says, you know what? I don't want to play you. But when you do things like that, I have to. I tell kids to this day, that ruined me.
Yeah.
Because as a 14-year-old kid, to hear a man tell you, if you keep doing things like this,
you can do whatever you want to.
You can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
It messed me up. So sophomore year, I get into football. And after baseball season, I get into football, spring training. I know what spring training is at this time.
You now know.
I now know.
There's no game you're getting ready. It's just
exactly. They put me at fullback.
Okay.
Do I know what fullback is? No. I know that it's a position on offense.
You're going to do a lot of blocking.
So, first play, I have to block the year before. He's a senior my sophomore year. Defensive all-state and all-district defensive end. They showed me the card. I make a block on him.
Yeah.
And the coach goes crazy. He's, do you know what you just did? Keep in mind, I don't know anything about. I watched a few games for Ruston High, but not very many.
Yeah, right.
You just blocked the all-state, all-district defensive end, this, that, and I'm like, okay, he's like, and he was new. What is your name, son? So I end up, that's my sophomore year. I played 9 games as a sophomore and 10 games schedule. Played 9 games, started 2 games. This is my sophomore year. Ruston High, you really have to, at that time, you had to be really good to play. Even now, you have to be really good to play as a freshman, sophomore,
Right.
I take the position from, I don't like to say take the position, but I get the position from the last year's offensive
fullback.
Fullback, which was an all-state and all-district.
Wow.
But he also played both sides of the ball.
Okay.
He played the other defensive end position. So I was able to play a lot of games, get that position. And my highlight of my sophomore year was we had a linebacker, all state, could have been All-American, should have been All-American, Jeremy Hamilton.
Mm-hmm.
We were coming out of a pep rally. This was my defining moment. This was the moment I was like, you know what? I could be that guy. He says, hey, coach, as our head coach is going down the steps from the basketball gym after a pep rally, hey, coach, put Mayman in. That's the only way we're going to win tonight. I was like, are you serious? You talking about me?
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, like, you're the best fullback that we have and that I've seen in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And man, that right there really, that took me to a whole nother level. And so my junior year was, oh man, that was the year. What happened first game of the season was Neville. Every paper from here to Texas had us losing that game because we lost the year before. Well, what happens is I go out there, I have a great game, 100 and close to 200 yards, 2-3 touchdowns. And like that was my junior year. 2 games later, I get a 3rd grade concussion, Longview, Texas.
Uh-huh.
I don't even remember how I got back to Louisiana. But I sit out for 6 games. And I still got all district that year.
That's amazing.
That is my highlight of high school football, to play 6 games, basically play 6 games
and make all district
and still make all district.
That's awesome.
Senior year, I did really good. We had a bad season, but I did great. I run into Mr. Mark Kramer, about 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Yep.
He does radio for the
I listen to him in the morning. Yeah.
I was talking to him. He didn't know who I was. I knew who he was, of course. Right. So in the midway through the conversation, I say, "You know who I am?" He's like, "No, your face looks familiar." I tell him my name. He says, "Wait a minute. You have the best run that I've seen in the last 25 years."
And he's seen a lot.
Yeah. And he's seen a lot.
Yeah.
And that was another one
That's
of the,
awesome. Yeah.
And I remember the run that he's talking about. We were playing against a team called Straight Jesuit out of Texas. Yeah. They were really good.
Yeah.
Had a couple guys going D1.
Yeah. And
the first drive of the game, I don't go 80 yards, but I run a 15-yarder, and then the third run was a touchdown. But that third run, I had carried 2 to 3 people into the end zone.
And if you still remember that,
and I still remember,
you'll always remember that.
That was the first run on my highlight tape.
How about that?
And every coach was like, I didn't get any other scholarships, but they loved that run.
That's all right. You'll always have that run.
I'll always have that run.
That's good.
Yeah. But man, thank you for
well, I knew I was sitting next to somebody special. I had to hear it.
Well, hey, I wish I could have put more work in. I don't think I put enough work in.
Don't we all wish we could go back and redo it?
All right. Let's see. Let's do Fast 5. This is where I call out some random things and you tell me your favorite and why.
Okay.
Can you do that?
We'll give it a shot.
Let's do it. All right. Let's go with the first one. What is your favorite hobby?
Working out. I work out every morning. I get up at 5 o'clock and don't miss a day. Okay. That is a habit and I like doing it.
Great. Favorite song?
Oh gosh, favorite song.
What are you listening to while you're working out?
Nothing. It's my time to think and work out. You know. Okay. Yeah. Okay. There's no. I don't do the iPods. If I come across somebody, I want to be able to speak to them.
Okay.
So
tell me this. I'll revert that question and say, what does a chill day consist of for you?
Oh man, a chill day for me would be outside somewhere, whether it be hiking in woods or sitting by water. Either one of those would be good. That'd be a chill day right there.
Cool. When you go to a restaurant, you more for the dessert, the entree? What are you doing?
Man, I'm all the entree.
Okay, what's your favorite entree?
It's going to be chicken.
Chicken?
Yeah.
Chicken and pasta or just?
No, man, just some grilled chicken. I eat grilled chicken all the time. Cool. I'm all about grilled chicken.
I'm a pasta guy.
Pasta guy. Okay.
I like to get some pasta. If I can get a good fish po' boy.
Okay. Great. Fried or grilled?
Fried, but I need to try a grill.
You ought to try the grill.
I need to try a grill.
Yeah, you're kind of getting close. When you get at my age, you got to go grill. You got a ways to go, but you're going to go there at some point.
All right. What's your, if you have one, movie saga?
Movie saga, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Tell you, the movies I like the most are the ones that have leadership quality, like Remember the Titans.
Ooh.
We Were Soldiers. I don't know if you've ever seen either one of them, but they just the message of taking something and creating something better.
I haven't seen We Were Soldiers.
Yeah, you have to check that out too. It's very similar.
Miss Pam said chicken for your
chicken. Yeah, she knows. She
knows. Somebody said Miss Betty Holcomb said Barry White for her song.
There you go. I've known them a long time. Yeah, I should have thought that.
Oh yeah. TV series. 80s, 90s, 2000s.
Oh, we had to go back to 80s, I guess, because I didn't watch much TV in the 90s or 2000s.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
What show would you say in the 80s?
I guess it would be Friends or something like that. But
Okay.
if you go back, even further, gosh, I could go back to 70s, even in, the old Happy Days and
Happy
Andy
Days.
Griffith and all those shows.
Happy Days, Andy Griffith show. Those were my staying up late watching TV Land shows.
Yeah, see, it was TV Land for you.
Yeah,
I watched them. They
it
came
was-
on Tuesday nights.
It was TV Land for me.
That shows how old I am.
I used to love watching those.
There you go.
What was the other one? Green Acres.
Oh, I didn't. That's older than
I
me
would,
now.
look, I would sit there and watch all those shows, and I liked them.
Yeah.
Oh man, that is that's the wrap up of Fast Five.
Well, that's good.
That's simple, easy, to the point. Now let's get into a little bit more seriousness. What's up with the world? What has you shaking your head?
I guess the biggest, concern, and I go back to just lack of leadership. I think we need leaders at all levels who aren't looking to be in power, who aren't looking to push an agenda, who aren't looking to spread a message, but they're looking to lead well, to serve well, and to unite people, not divide people. And I think we need folks at all levels. And we've got some. I'm not saying there's not any out there, but we need more. And we need more in businesses. We need more in government. We need more, in every aspect of our life. We need people who are willing to serve, not to be served.
Yes.
And so that's my biggest concern. Not only that's why I'm trying to spend, my vocation now, just trying to help develop leaders and encourage people to lead and understand what leadership really is.
Yeah.
It's not just a position, but it's really serving others.
A lot of people see, not a lot of people, most people think leadership is telling someone what to do.
Yeah.
Like I'm the leader, you follow me.
It's this boss mentality, and
Yeah.
it's far from that. Really, again, it's servant. And it's myself with servant leadership. I think every leader should be a servant.
Yeah.
And, managers and supervisors tell people what they need done.
Yes.
Leaders tell them why it matters, and a coach will tell them how to do it.
Yeah. There's different levels.
And there's so many people stop at that manager supervisor just telling people what. We really need to be influence building, and here's why it matters. It takes just a few extra minutes, but you have that influence. They understand why it matters, why it makes a difference, why it keeps them safe, why it makes a difference in somebody else's life, why we need to do it that way. And then we take a step further. Let me show you how to do it the right way.
Right.
We need more people doing that.
Yeah. Give the people one of your favorite quotes or just some words you live by daily.
I guess I just go back to this. I want to wake up every day and feel like I've either added value or made a difference in somebody else's life. I want every day to matter.
Yeah.
And not for myself. I want to add value or make a difference in somebody else's life every day.
Yeah.
And I think if more of us, and again, I haven't figured it out yet. Don't get me wrong. There's some days and I'm pretty dry.
Right.
I'm still searching how to do that more effectively. But I think that's key.
Yeah. That's good. I got a question which is leading up to where my next question. My guy Munn says, where can they find you at? He wants to hear more from you. Where can he find you?
Well, I'll tell you what, I write almost daily on LinkedIn for business purposes. I write for the Lincoln Parish Journal once a week. Got an article coming out tomorrow, and it's actually focused on unity in the community too.
Cool.
So I got that coming out. I do live here in Ruston, and just reach out on. I've got a Gmail account. Any of those social media platforms that I'm looking to be active in the community. We've been here a little over a year, and I don't feel like I'm near active enough.
Yeah.
I want to do more and help more.
There's a lot to do.
Yeah.
There's definitely a lot to do.
So,
and maybe we could team up and do some of those things, And you said your LinkedIn, that's where y'all can find them. Also LinkedIn. Give out some shout outs because we're winding down. We're about to go ahead and get up out of here. these people have enjoyed us. We've had quite a few people come through.
Well, good.
They did hear you. Of course, they asking where can they find you. So you were a hit.
I don't know about a hit, but it's a pleasure being here. And anybody wants to, if I could do something for your organization, your church group, anything, it's doug.strickel@gmail.com. And just reach out and, I'll do anything in this community to support, to add that value, to make that difference that I can.
Cool.
Fats Barbershop Club.
Well, everyone, this was a great episode. I thank y'all for tuning in to Fats Barbershop Club. I thank y'all for joining me, myself, and Mr. Doug Strickel, who came in with all the information. Y'all, hope y'all go back and look at this video 10 times and take these gems that he has laid out for us. And tune in to Fats Barbershop Club on YouTube. Like that, subscribe to it, hit that notification button so you'll know whenever we do pop up. Got any shout outs?
Hey, just want to thank you more than anything else for the opportunity. That's my shout out. And anybody wants to sponsor this, man, get on this thing. Let's make this thing work good.
Hey, y'all heard that?
I hope I can come back sometime.
Man, you are welcome whenever. You still have the link. The link is usable. So it's reusable. So you can come back anytime. The audience loved you. I loved your presence here. Great conversation. I'm a little all over the place today, but it was great conversation.
Yeah.
We had good dialogue, Anything else?
No, Dan, just thank you.
That's it. Hey, y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in once again. Fats Barbershop Club, real topics, real views from real people. And I want y'all to listen to my daughter take y'all out.
What's up, Rustin? Thank you for listening to my Daddy Fat on Fast Barbershop Club.
Hey, yeah, I've been in the kitchen cooking. Look, man, I've been trying to make it for a minute. Patient while I'm making it. The cake, I need the dishes. Whole lot on my plate, but didn't fix it.
Fats Barbershop Club.